Hello, amazing Wonder Wives. Welcome back for day 32 of the Wonder Wife workshop. So, you guys have been awesome. You've been listening to these classes every day, pushing yourselves to grow, to really be careful about the way that we communicate with our husbands. I love, love, love hearing from so many of you throughout the past 32 days about your own growth process and how much this workshop has helped you. So, I want to just wrap things up here by talking about a few things. One is the danger of being in a workshop like this and doing the work that you've been doing. So you may be wondering, what does she mean by that, right? So, yes, it is wonderful for us to do this personal process of growth and development. But the risk that we run with that is many of us are tempted to then try to put that onto our husbands. So it's like the example of a wife who decides, I'm going to start going to the gym every day and I'm going to get into tip-top shape. And she goes and it's really hard for her in the beginning, but then she works out and she gets stronger and she starts seeing her body transforming and she feels great about it. And then she looks at her husband and she starts wondering, when is he going to start going to the gym? And she starts dropping hints and she starts saying, oh, there's actually a special at my gym right now. If you join also, we can get a family discount package, right? So same thing with this. So there have been a lot of wives who have been approaching me saying, I love the Wonder Wife workshop. Now we need something like that for the husbands. And my husband really is thinking about doing one. He is a licensed professional counselor who does marriage counseling on a daily basis. So this is really his forte. But the thing is that the requests have been coming from the wives. They haven't necessarily been coming from the husbands. So we run that risk of saying, I've been doing all the work. Now it's my husband's turn to jump on the bandwagon and to start putting that pressure on him, which, as we know, is counterproductive, right? We have the ability to do our own process of self-growth and development and to not necessarily start expecting or nagging our husbands to follow our lead. And the truth is, when we really are doing the work right, and we really have this new sense of like positive aura that's glowing from us in our relationship, our husband naturally will want to come and meet us halfway. We don't need to put on that extra pressure. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, now that we're coming near the end of the Wonder Wife workshop, it's amazing when you can get these messages sent to you on a WhatsApp message every day and you have this like daily reminder, connect, connect, connect with your husband. But what happens when that ends, right? So it's my job here as your teacher or facilitator in this group to give you tools for how to take these tips moving forward and make it a reality. And one of the most powerful tools, really not just for this, but in all areas of self-development and growth and making real change, that I've learned from my mentor teacher, Sari Yocheved-Rigler, in the program that I did with her for 5 years, is a process called Cheshbon HaNefesh, which is taking an actual accounting of your day or of your life and rewarding the body through a system of checks. So the system, I'll give you just to break it down with a practical example that I've put into place is I pick a specific area in my marriage that I want to work on. So let's say I find that I am giving a negative energy into my marriage and it's coming through the form of complaining. And I really want to stop complaining. So what I do is I make a chart for myself. On the top, I write, I will not complain. And the way that it works is like this. Every time I want to complain about something to my husband and I stop myself and I turn it into something positive, I give myself a check on the chart. And when I get to a certain goal that I establish for myself, let's say 100 checks, I then get to do something where I can reward myself for my accomplishment. So this is going to vary depending on each person, what that goal may be for you, how many checks you need to stay motivated and have it be realistic, and what that reward is going to be. So, it could be I'm going to get myself a pedicure, or I'm going to treat myself to an ice cream bar, or in my case, it was I'm going to redo my kitchen backsplash. That was something that I had been wanting to do for a really long time. Some of you may remember from the beginning of this workshop, my backsplash behind me was green, and now it's not. So I had made a goal for myself some time ago. This is a real example here I'm sharing with you guys, that I really wanted to work on eliminating negativity in my language. And I really used a check system, got to 100 checks. It took me a few months to do it, but I did it. And I redid my backsplash in the process of this Wonder Wife workshop. So, I'm not saying that to toot my own horn here. What I'm doing is I'm saying one of my favorite expressions are, I am an unfinished masterpiece. It's all about a process of growth. It's not about perfection, but it is about setting real, measurable goals for ourselves. Things that we can actually track our progress and actually celebrate when we're successful and reward ourselves. So pick one thing to start with would be my suggestion. Maybe one of the things that I've spoken about over the past several weeks, or maybe it's not even about marriage, maybe it's some other, aspect of your life that you want to be growing in. Set yourself a goal, get excited about it, track your progress. And we don't do it where if you mess up, you take off checks or take points. We don't do it that way, right? We just reward ourselves for success. Positive reinforcement. We learn to become our own cheerleaders. And through that, we can really see everlasting change and growth. Thank you so much for listening, and I wish you all the greatest success in your journeys. Looking forward to hearing about it.